Alright, fellas, long time no see, but it's time to get back to it. Been under the weather for the last few days, and a lot of snow been going around. Had a power outage a couple of nights ago. It's been it's been a pretty crazy week, but everything's going back to normal. Snow's already melted. It was like wet snow. It shouldn't have even snowed in the first place, I'm not gonna lie. It barely even got below freezing. But can't really complain. We're back. We're here. We've got an interesting video today. Not the usual NBA highlights you would be seeing right now. NBA has been pretty good. I've been hearing about some pretty good games. I've been watching some good games too. Well, not good games, but I've been watching games. Pistons have been on TV. Just watched Nuggets Celtics. Never thought I was going to watch any of that. The problem is, like, there's always someone missing from these games. There's a lot of injuries going around. But today we have a video titled The Worst NBA Arenas of All Time. I saw this video last week. I was like, the next time I react, I'm going to do it. And here we are, the next time reacting. I'm going to watch this shit. Because this is like pretty interesting. This is a kind of NFL video I'll watch, I think. Never hear a lot about NBA arenas like you do the NFL ones. So let's see what it's got. 17 minutes.
Coliseum was the home of the Atlanta Hawks from 1972 to 1997.
And my fucking volume isn't on. I can't hear anything.
The Hawks had recently relocated to Hawks from 1972
I can't even hear.
to 1997.
You know your ears get clogged?
The Hawks had recently relocated from St. Louis to Atlanta in 1968. For the first few years they played in Georgia Tech's basketball arena, which was called Alexander Memorial Coliseum. This arena had a capacity of around 6,000, which was obviously very small, and the Hawks had plans to build a new arena. Construction on the Omni started in 1971, and it was opened the following season in 1972. In addition to the Hawks, the Atlanta Flames of the NHL also played there. The capacity here was just over 16,000, so about 10,000 more than what they had been playing when they first arrived in Atlanta. And when the arena first opened, it was considered an architectural marvel. From the outside, it looked very interesting, and I haven't really seen anything like it.
This looks like,
the exterior was made...
Look at this arena, you guys. What is the design? What is the purpose of these little pyramids they have on the top?
Of weathering steel, which was covered in rust, and this was supposed to continue to rust and eventually form a protective seal. This was supposed to make it last
intentionally
a really long
supposed
time.
to rust.
It was unique and looked kind of cool how they had such large windows in the corners, and the arena was located in downtown Atlanta. Inside the building, it was a fairly unique design, with the seats being at all sorts of different angles and the upper levels going up to different heights. The upper deck also didn't really hang over the lower level at all, and
this had to be like the 70s.
Really far.
Hold on, my
in
icon
1980,
up here
the Flames relocated,
you can't see
and so the Hawks didn't have to share with Hockey anymore. However, many problems quickly started to arise about the Omni. The capacity of 16,000 really was not that much, and by today's standards, it was the smallest arena in the NBA. It also lacked luxury boxes. The Omni had just 16 boxes and no club level. It lacked many amenities that were now becoming standard in NBA arenas.
Ain't nobody want to see these Hawks play anyway.
With many seats.
They had a young. Is this like the Pete Maravich days? He only played there for like three seasons. Pete Maravich and Lou Hudson.
Also,
that's NBA 2K ball knowledge free.
Earlier did not work. Atlanta's humid weather may have played a role, but the building started to break down. The rust did not create any kind of a seal. Instead, the building just got corroded, and there started to be holes in the walls and roof. Water started to leak through the roof, and it was bad. The roof also looked really wacky too, almost like a waffle iron or something. By the 90s, the Hawks wanted a new arena and wanted one badly. In 1997, they moved out of the Omni and briefly played back in Georgia Tech Stadium and then the Georgia Dome while their new arena was being built.
Where do they play now?
The Omni was demolished just a couple of months after it closed in July of 1997.
Rip the Omni
For a stretch
arena.
of 7 years from 1978 to 1985, the Seattle Kingdom was the home to an MLB team, NFL team, and NBA team at the same time. Being home to 3 different major sports at once makes things interesting and a bit weird. The Supersonics had played in Seattle Center Coliseum, which had opened in 1962, but at the time had a capacity of only 13,000. The Supersonics' contract with the city expired, and they wanted upgrades to the arena and more seats. However, when
this
they
is
could not
like the
get
best
them, they moved into
Supersonics
the
team
Kingdom,
too.
which had more than enough
These are the
space to work.
championship
This stadium was
Supersonics
very
of
new and had just recently
1979.
opened 2 years prior in 1976 as an indoor multi-purpose domed stadium. For football, the capacity was 66,000, and for baseball, 59,000. For basketball, it was a whopping 40,000, much higher than their previous
How is it
arena,
like
and the
shrinking?
arena
What? That
quickly
doesn't even make sense. They're all in the same. All three sports are in the same arena, but the capacity for the basketball. How does that go down? There's more space for more people. What?
it was a whopping 40,000, much higher than their previous arena, and the arena quickly became one with the largest and loudest crowds. But this came at a cost, as it looked really weird and required a lot of work to be done.
Yeah, that's
With there
definitely
being so much extra space.
Oh, this was the thumbnail. Yo, yeah, that's that's interesting. Okay, I see what he meant.
A temporary sort of shell of about 5,000 seats was brought in around half the court. They also had to bring in scoreboards and speakers.
Seahawks used to play in a dome,
which was set up around the first base area of the baseball field. The rest of the seats, they could use the existing ones. It looked really weird with all the open space, and some of the seats were extremely far away. There have been a number of other arenas with similar setups to this, and it always looks so wacky. In addition to this, the logistics could be very complicated, as the basketball season runs through parts of the football and baseball season. Obviously, two teams could not play at once, so scheduling was difficult. Sometimes they had to play home games.
This was always a bad idea from the start.
The Supersonics won the championship in 1979, but
What I
over
tell
the
y'all?
years, attendance dropped and the arena was not liked by fans. Wanting to have their own arena again, they
What is
moved
that
back into
logo
the
they
Seattle
have in the middle?
Coliseum in 1985. The Kingdome continued being home to both the Mariners and Seahawks until both teams moved out in 1999, and in 2000 the stadium was demolished. In 1985, the Kansas City Kings of the NBA relocated to Sacramento.
Wait, what year?
In 1985, the Kansas City Kings of the NBA relocated to Sacramento, California. The team had sold in 1983, and when they moved to Sacramento, there was really no arena capable of hosting an NBA team. So the decision was made to quickly build a temporary arena.
You just moved to Sacramento and like there was nothing there. There was what? You didn't even prepare, bro. The fuck? You would have thought there was something in Sacramento.
But it was constructed in less
It's
than a
already
year.
the worst move
The
ever.
arena was called Arco Arena, and it was still pretty small with a capacity
This
of
looked
only
like
a little
a
over
fucking
10,000.
civic center.
It was an interesting looking arena, pretty small and not a whole lot of character, which isn't surprising because of the rush job of making it. It's actually pretty impressive that they had the whole thing built and ready to go in less than a year.
Oh yeah,
So the Kings
okay.
played
Yeah,
there
let
for
me
3
stop
seasons
hating.
from 1985 to 1988. During this time, in 1986, construction began on a new full-sized NBA arena for the Kings, and this one was completed in 1988 and opened that fall for the NBA season. This arena was also pretty bad. The capacity was over 17,000, so it was a full-sized
No, it
NBA,
looks pretty
also
cool.
pretty
It looks
bad.
like nice, neatly kept. Let's start stopping and appreciating these arenas. Where is the city at? Where is Sacramento at? Maybe we're looking at it from like the wrong angle. Looks nice surroundings.
The capacity
Nice
was over
little cozy
17,000,
place.
so it was a full-sized NBA arena, and this arena was also named Arco Arena as well, like the first one, which can make it confusing. Later on, it became Sleep Train Arena, and it was a pretty basic design of 2 levels going all around
Sleep Train
the court.
Arena.
There was really nothing that great or unique about it. As it got older, the arena
Hold
quickly
on, these
became
Kings look
outdated,
familiar.
and among
These
the
early
league's worst.
2000s Kings.
By 2013, it was ranked the worst arena in the NBA. The
It lasted that
concourses were
long?
small, the technology was old and outdated, and parts of the stadium were breaking. So both Arco arenas are known as some of the worst in NBA history. The Kings ended up moving out in
didn't look
2016,
that bad.
and in 2022, Arco Arena number 2 was demolished. As for the first one, shortly after the Kings moved out in 1988,
I'm
it
trying
was
to think
converted to
about
office
what the
buildings,
current
which it
one is
actually
named.
still is today. So it's kind
Can't
of funny
really
how the
remember.
first arena, which was a rush job and only temporarily
I'm
used, is
washed.
still standing, and the actual official arena they built was torn down. Currently, the first Arco Arena
Is it the golden? I feel like it has something to do with the word golden.
is now the home of the California Department of Consumer Affairs.
Experience Japan on
I remember, I think it was like new in 2017. That's when I really first started watching basketball seriously.
The Boston Garden was the home of the Boston Celtics from 1946 to 1995. However, the arena originally opened in 1928 as the home of the Boston Bruins of the NHL. It remained the home of the Bruins all the way until 1995 as well, so for many years the two teams shared. This was a very historic arena, but it was also very flawed.
Oh, yeah?
One of the biggest flaws was
See,
the fact
like, you hear Boston Garden. Like, they gas this shit up like crazy. What the fuck?
there was no air conditioning. During the winter time
No
in
air
Boston, that might
conditioning.
not be a huge problem, but in the playoffs for basketball and hockey when the weather is warmer, it was a big problem. Obviously,
warm
that
does it
made
even
things
get
bad
in
for the
Boston?
fans and players. With the arena being so old, it also became very outdated and just weird and wacky. There were obstructed views, uneven surfaces, old technology, and had bad sound systems. Some seats started
I don't
to
know
break,
about
and
this
there were
one.
structural
You know,
problems
it's
with
like
the building as
historical
well in later
though.
years.
I think he's
As
just
for the
hating with
layout,
this
it was
pick.
kind of cool and pretty interesting. The capacity
He's
was almost
hating.
15,000, so it was also kind of small. And it certainly had a more
15,000?
intimate feel. It's cool how
This
the
was
upper
like
deck gradually
Lambeau.
got higher as you go to the ends, and there were multiple
The
levels of
Lambeau of the
boxes above
NBA.
the upper deck. If you look past all the problems, the fans being that close to the action and the overall layout is pretty
Yo,
cool.
okay, yeah.
But
Yeah,
for the
this
most
is crazy.
Part, with all its glaring
No,
problems,
he's not
it
hating.
was
This is
certainly one of
crazy.
the worst NBA arenas
I
of
saw
all
that
time.
picture. It's
Celtics-
always like the same 4 pictures for each of these arenas he's talking about. I'm sure that one earlier. I didn't
Celtics
realize
and
how
Bruins ended
far
up
under
moving
the
out
core
in
they were.
1995, and they both moved into Fleet Center, which is now called the TD Garden. They continue to
The
both play
TD
there
Garden,
today.
yeah.
As for the
that
Boston
sounds
Garden, it was
familiar.
demolished in 1998.
Fake Garden.
Another arena situation kind of similar to Seattle and the Kingdom was the Detroit
I need to take a
Pistons at
deep
the
breath.
Pontiac
I'm
Silverdome.
stiff right now.
Prior to that, the Pistons played at Cobo Arena from 1961 to 1978. However,
What are we
at the United Garden,
I lucked out.
was the
Start over.
Another arena situation kind of similar to Seattle and the Kingdom was the Detroit Pistons at the Pontiac Silverdome. Prior to that, the Pistons played at Cobo Arena from 1961 to 1978. However, the capacity there was just 12,000,
Where's
and
the
the Pistons
Palace?
were unhappy with it. After not being able to get a new arena, they moved up to Pontiac to the Silverdome. This stadium had first opened in 1975 and was the home of the Detroit Lions of the NFL.
Oh, here we go
When the
again with these
Pistons moved in,
crossovers.
they put the basketball court down in the corner of the football field. They used what permanent seats they could, and then they had to bring in a lot of
Oh,
temporary
this is
seats
so
as well.
ridiculous.
With all the extra and open space, it just looked really weird. And
What
the
year
seats
did they
looked
move
strange
in?
too,
He
how
said
they went up at weird
75.
angles in the corner and
No, that's
way
what it was
higher
built.
on one end. The capacity for
No.
basketball would be around 22,000 fans, which is a lot, but not crazy. There were times when they could obviously fit a lot more fans and add many more seats if they needed them. They set some records back in the day, with an attendance of over 61,000 for a basketball game one time. For many of the obvious reasons, the stadium was not good for NBA though. Too much open
Bro.
space, lots
No,
of...
what is this? What are we doing here? They never would have let you, like, no, this is crazy. If you watched like a game on broadcast back then, like you never know. No, I need to like go look at broadcasts back then now. This is ridiculous. What happens when Lions games are on? They just like lift this shit up. They roll the bleachers in. Where they go? This is crazy.
echoes, and it just wasn't designed for basketball.
It's how y'all
Also,
was moving in the 80s.
1985, the inflatable roof collapsed from snow, which ruined the basketball court.
They
The
wasn't
Pistons
on
had to
shit
play
in the
games
80s.
at
How they
Joe
get
Louis Arena,
60,000
which
in
was
the
the home of
fucking
the Red
80s?
Wings hockey team for the rest of the
60,000
season. The
people
Pistons
attending
played
that
at the
game.
Silverdome for 10 seasons, from 1978 to 1988. In 88, the Palace at Auburn Hills opened, which was a new arena
88,
built
yeah.
for
See,
the
that's
Pistons,
like
and they would go on
that's
to play
when
there
the
until
Pistons
2017.
dynasty started.
As for the Silverdome, it remained the home of the Lions until 2001 when they moved out. After that, it hosted a few things here and there, but mostly sat abandoned for many years until it was demolished in 2018. Next is Smoothie King Center. This is a current
Oh
NBA
my,
arena
this
and
the
the home of
Pelicans.
New Orleans Pelicans.
Yeah,
It opened in
blow this shit up.
1999 and has a capacity of 16,867.
This whole city just is
which
raps,
makes it
bro.
the
This city
smallest
is
current
washed.
arena in the NBA.
I'm
Located
sorry, all
right
my
next to the
New
Superdome,
Orleans
the
faithful.
arena features a fairly basic
It's time to
design
get
on
out
the
of there.
outside and inside. There's a lower level of seats and an upper deck above that, and in the middle some boxes. This is pretty standard. However, this arena consistently ranks at the bottom of stadium rankings as either one of the worst or the worst in the NBA. The lower section of seats is pretty small compared to many other arenas, and the seats are said to be uncomfortable. They also do not have cup holders. It's also said to have a poor sound system
cup holders.
and lack many amenities, and overall is just really outdated. When the arena was first completed in 1999, New Orleans did not have an NBA team, but was hoping to get one.
This stadium is 30 years old, and the Pelicans are only like 10 years old. 10. That's completely off. Like 14-ish years old now. I thought this arena. I just automatically assumed this arena came in with the Pelicans. But this is an old arena. What was it used for before?
First completed in 1999, New Orleans did not have an NBA team, but was hoping to get one. The first tenant of the arena was the New Orleans Bass, a minor league hockey team. In 2002, the Charlotte Hornets relocated to New Orleans, and they played
the New Orleans Hornets.
Eventually, they changed their name to the Pelicans. The arena was actually renovated in 2013, which was mostly upgrades and updates to things like suites and video screens. However, this doesn't seem to be enough though, as the overall impression of the arena today seems to be small, old, outdated,
always like
lame.
nobody in
the
there.
Pelicans will
Must be
continue
the
to play
cup holders, the
there
lack
for the
of cup
foreseeable future,
holders.
and we will see if more
Get cup holders, y'all gonna get some fans. Zion not putting nobody in the seats.
From 2001 to 2004, the Memphis Grizzlies played in the Memphis Pyramid.
Yo.
This arena first opened in
Yo, seriously? I've seen this thing before. I've seen this thing before in like videos of Memphis. They just got this random ass pyramid. They got this random ass pyramid. That's like one of the Memphis. This is like one of the Memphis tourist things.
Center.
No way somebody played in here.
In 2004, the Memphis Grizzlies played in the Memphis Pyramid. This arena first opened in 1991 as the home of the Memphis Tigers college basketball team.
Are we serious?
Had a very unique design with it being a pyramid. After being a college basketball arena for 10 years...
No, fuck that. No. Put them back in here. Put them back in here.
The Grizzlies of the NBA relocated from Vancouver to Memphis.
Actually, we got to put... Oh, no, it's tough, man. Should the Grizzlies move back to that pyramid, or should they move back to Vancouver? It's got to be one or the other, though. How about we compromise? We move the pyramid to Vancouver, and then we put the Grizzlies in there. How about that? Come on now. We're cooking.
Their first home
Everybody's
arena,
happy.
The Grizzlies of the NBA relocated from Vancouver to Memphis. Their first home arena in Memphis was the Pyramid. The capacity for basketball was almost 20,000, so that was good.
20,000.
The outside obviously looked pretty cool, and inside the ceiling was super high, but overall it didn't look that strange. However, it did not take long to realize that the arena was not up to NBA standards. The seating was cramped, the sightlines were poor, and it lacked
Make a bigger pyramid.
With the shape of the arena, it also caused high and steep upper deck seating. The locker rooms were also too small, and those needed to be renovated. The lighting was dim.
No, that's not the pyramid's fault. We can still we can renovate this shit. No, y'all are not just gonna blame this on the pyramid. Fuck, bro, that was so.
Grizzlies quickly looked to replace the arena. In 2002, construction started on
these young Grizzlies.
And in 2004, the Grizzlies moved out of the pyramid and into their new arena, FedEx Forum. With this new place,
this shit weak as fuck. The hell, this is not as cool as the pyramid.
The University of Memphis also followed them to the FedEx Forum, leaving the pyramid vacant. It hosted a few things here and there over the years, but was mostly empty until 2015. That's when a giant Bass Pro Shop store opened there, and it's still there today, which is a pretty unique and cool use for
That's
the
what we're doing. Pyramid. No, fuck that. A better use for the pyramid was playing basketball. The hell, now we done Bass Pro Sports? Are we dead ass? This is the coolest thing. No, this is damn near the coolest thing in all of America. A fucking glass pyramid, dude. Are we serious? Am I like overthinking this? Is this not insane to y'all? A glass pyramid. That's so sick. Bass Pro Shops, I guess. Who fucking let y'all buy this shit?
The Cow Palace.
Move it to Vancouver. Let's do it.
The NBA for 7 seasons.
Cow Palace.
The Cow Palace was the home to the Warriors of the NBA for 7 seasons.
No
They played
way.
2 stints there, one from 1962 to 1964, and the other from 66 to
the
71.
Rick Barry Warriors.
In 1962, the team had just relocated from Philadelphia, and the Cow Palace was chosen as their main home arena. This stadium first opened in 1941
Cow
and is
Palace.
located
Hold
in
on.
Daly.
This looks like a... I don't know. This looks like a store. It's like a IKEA type place.
Home arena. This stadium first opened in 1941 and is located in Daly City, California, but the arena itself is pretty much on the border to San Francisco. I know I said it was in San Francisco in a past video and a bunch of people got mad at me, so to be clear, it's not in San Francisco.
In the
it is
past
in Daly
video,
City.
you made this video before.
Anyways, after it opened, it was primarily used for livestock and agricultural exhibitions. Other events could be held there as well, and for sports, it could be used for hockey or basketball. The capacity was about 14,000, so it was a fairly decent-sized arena. But this arena is obviously not...
Whoa, look at these courts right here. Courts look like scaffolding. It's like the Golden Gate Bridge. Hold on, they might have some. This is like cultural right here. This is cultural. Golden Gate Bridge style basketball courts for the Golden State Warriors.
Built for NBA.
Or the San Francisco
It was a multi-purpose
Warriors.
Facility, and that caused it to look...
Hey, they had an all-star game here.
There aren't a lot of photos available, but the seats are obviously not set up in a typical basketball arena style. There were also a lot of scheduling conflicts with other things like livestock events. Plus, the arena lacked a lot of features that are expected at NBA arenas.
We can't hold basketball tonight. We got a cow showing competition.
The Warriors actually
They
moved
had
into the San Francisco
livestock
Civic
events.
Auditorium for a couple of seasons from 1964 to 66, but then moved back into the Cow Palace. This was mainly because the Civic Auditorium only had a capacity of 8,500. After playing in the Cow Palace for a few more seasons, in 1971 they moved out and moved to Oakland Arena. They ended up playing there for many years.
That's Oracle. Or they played in Oracle since the 70s.
The Cow Palace continued to host various kinds of events, and they still do today. From 1981 to 2010, the then called New Jersey Nets played basketball at Meadowlands Center in East Rutherford. This arena first opened
East
in
Rutherford,
1981.
New Jersey. It's always East Rutherford, New Jersey, bro. What is with East Rutherford that's getting all these sports teams, dude? New Jersey Nets. You would have thought these dudes played in Newark or like New Jersey City. Is Rutherford? Is that like a borough of one of those?
Capacity of just over 20,000.
I'm not educated enough.
It was first called Brendan Byrne Arena and then later renamed
probably
Continental
is.
Airlines
I know
Arena
it's in
and
that
then
area.
Izod Center. A year after the Nets got there, the New Jersey Devils of the NHL began playing there as well.
Well, they in
The two
Rutherford
teams shared
too.
for many years. It had a good capacity.
Are they
but
still
aside
there?
from that, there really wasn't much good about it. The arena was pretty basic and boring, and then after a while became old and
that looks
outdated
kinda
as
sick.
well. It was said to have bad sound quality, cramped concourses, and also very steep
New Jersey
seating in the
Nets. I
upper
remember
deck.
playing
And
against
the
these
large
New Jersey
capacity
Nets
ended
on
up hurting them,
2K12.
as the arena rarely was full in the later years of it. By the 2000s, it was severely outdated and cramped. It consistently ranked at the bottom of polls and was called cold and dull by fans. It was also considered a nightmare with traffic to leave after the game, but to be fair, most stadiums are. The New Jersey Devils moved out in 2007, but the Nets continued to play there for a while. Finally, in 2015, the Nets moved out and became the Brooklyn Nets, which they're still known as today. As for the Izod Center, it closed in 2015. However,
New
it's
Jersey
still
want their
standing
sports
and is now
team
called
back?
Meadowlands Arena. Today, it is used as a
Feel like
private
New Jersey
soundstage
just,
for
like,
musicians,
associates
as well as
themselves
TV and
with
film
New York.
productions. It's common to use as a rehearsal space, so it's still in use, just not to the public.
Yeah, it's running out of time.
Finally, we have Los Angeles Memorial Sports Arena. This is an arena that has hosted many teams over the years. It first opened in 1959 and was home to both USC and UCLA basketball. And for the NBA, the Lakers played there from 1961 to 1967, and the Clippers from 1984 to 1989. It also hosted numerous 67, and the Clippers from 1984 to 1989. It also hosted numerous other basketball teams and some hockey teams as well. It had a capacity of just over 16,000 and had a kind of unique look. There were 3 levels, but not really upper decks. Each level was elevated and behind the one in front of it, so the seats at the top back were really far away.
Scaffolding court again. My God. That shit is hideous.
With it hosting so many different sports teams over the many years, it lacked character and felt generic. It also became outdated fast, and was described by many as gloomy. The Clippers were the NBA team that played there the longest, but moved out in 1999. After that, USC continued to play there until 2006. UCLA, who had played there from just 1959 to 65, played there again from 2011 to 2012.
Whoa,
they were the last major sports team to play there.
Why
in 2015, the arena...
Why are these arenas lasting this long, dude? This one didn't look like it deserved to last that long. I'm not gonna lie. It's regular ass arena. It shouldn't be lasting into the 21st century.
LA, who played there from just 1959 to 65, played there again from 2011 to 2012. They were the last major sports team to play there.
Video.
In 2015, the arena closed. It was then demolished in 2016, and a soccer stadium was built on the site. Which of these arenas do you think was the worst? And if you've been to any, what was it like? Which was the worst? Feel free to comment.
It might have been the one in the fucking thumbnail, this Seattle shit. That was hideous. Yeah. I think that's the one. These were some pretty bad arenas. Some of them were like, I don't know. Some of them were pretty cool to me. Some of them pretty unique. The Pyramid, we need to bring that shit back. You already know my plan with the Pyramid. But that was from Ike G Sports. Go subscribe to Ike G Sports for more arenas. Thank you guys for watching.